Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day.
Okay, welcome back to the Frame Mindset Podcast. My name is Constant Work, and this episode I talk about work. Slow, I reach this point where slowly again, certain stuff related to my field is in the work again. So that's the thing where basically building up your career is going to be just pieces and pieces of stuff until I get to that point. So now I've slowly, one of the episodes I talk about toxicology. And just basically what happened was that I haven't looked at that thing for years. I left university since 2018. So, and that was like one slide on my studies. But then there was a quote. I know actually know the person that actually knew the name of the person was. The name of the person was, oh my gosh, I wrote it down. Oh, Para, Paracelsus. And it was like in the 15 somethings, I think. So he made the quote about everything is not, everything is either a cure or a poison depending on the dosage. And it's like, that quote is actually relevant for a lot of stuff. But, I thought toxicology is a field, and I saw parts of the work we actually talk about toxicological information and stuff like that. So just one of those stuff where, boom, I actually doing some stuff where building my skill, like for example, driving a skill versus driving a lottery. I haven't done that much yet. But regardless, even if I don't do it, I'm working my way where I'm basically going to actually start to try drive and stuff. But at the same time, the work now actually giving me certain stuff that relates to my field where basically, if I go to an next work and be like, okay, what? I guess like, okay, I do this stuff that actually indirectly relates to my field where basically I have to do this and, so I have more competent stuff to say about that as well. So it's great where it's like you just have to push through. So what now the next thing I said about work is that you have to have a open a complex mind towards working. That's the thing where I say like boom, you have the safe route, the very established route, like things that work. Like boom, computer science, knowing easy. There was a point in time where computer science was not that popular, but now it's Damados and all these. What I said, science and all those stuff. It's not like it's not popular, but it's like to reach that levels, you have to actually put in the work. You can't just and that's the thing. Growing up, I always watch these science shows, and the science shows be like the people, the science person be like, oh my god, I got straight A's and I couldn't get into Harvard and all those stuff. And it's like, when I think about the science, those are realities. Those are realities. Cause basically my flop basically, pushed me back a lot. And not only that, lack of knowledge. I was entering into a space that I did not actually have basic knowledge about. Basically learning on the fly. So it's like, you don't you if how can you reach a destination if you don't know where you're going? It's like boom, I see that part of the thing that relates to my work and be like, oh my god, glad I actually stayed and pushed through to get this little aspect of it on my resume or stuff like that to just say, okay, I did this part of it. But at the same time, not was going after it, not going after it in the sense that, okay, I'm trying to oh, get a field in, get a work in science and all what I did was I throw away that aspect of it. What I say is, boom, I need solid income to sustain myself. I need a stable job. And this was not a highly stable job, but it was something that gave me stability. So boom, I had to just work for it. And then boom, it just presented me with that opportunity. And it's like, okay, glad for that opportunity. And that's what you have to really have. Sometimes that's what you're going to have to approach it where it's like, yo, you're not right. You may not be able to get your dream job, but you have to just basically just develop your dream life and then on the road to your dream job, then you basically get pieces of your dream career stuff built together. And then boom, boom, you're working a dream job and be like, oh my god, hiring people and it's like, oh my god, how did you get here? And I tell you the long story of a little boy with a dream. So that's basically for this episode. Be like, yo, this work actually has some aspects of the part that actually relates to science and with to my field. And I was basically glad for that. That's basically for this episode. Thank you for listening. And let's talk to the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.